what is a matte box? Well, we got one mounted right here. As you can see, it goes right in front of your camera. Mounts on standard 15mm size rails, or 19mm if you have that size. Usually you can swap out the mount. And the primary functions of a matte box are twofold. One is to control light coming into the camera, and the other is to hold lens filters. As you can see, holds square filters. They mount in here and then they slide right into the matte box. Now, the benefit of using a matte box as square filters and using the matte box itself for holding filters as opposed to circular filters is that, say you have a bag full of lenses on an interchangeable lens camera, you don't have to swap out filters on each lens. You can just have all the filters that you might need mounted in a matte box, and when you swap out a lens, you don't have to worry about changing the filters. And plus, it's a lot easier to go like that versus unscrewing a filter. It's a lot quicker, more efficient. So what you got to look for when buying one of these is how many filters can it hold. They're known as stages. This is a 2-stage. Both stages rotate, but they can only rotate together. That's a limitation. Different matte boxes will have different numbers of stages. Some may rotate, some may not. Some may rotate independently. So you want to look out for those. All matte boxes have adapters to adjust the size of the lens that can fit in here, but that's basic. Don't worry about that. They're all fine. And the other thing to look at is how well it controls the light. Now, by controlling the light coming into the camera, we don't mean the exposure of the image, but we mean light that we don't want hitting the lens that's really harsh, like the sun, which can cause lens flares. So this one's got little eyebrows in there, which are nice. They help. But the main thing you want to have is obviously your French flag, which goes in the top, blocks out light. Then also you can have side flags, which block out side light, which are good to have as well. This is a really cheap model, which doesn't even have the option for a side flag, so I don't recommend this one. But you want to keep an eye on a few other features, such as how it mounts. Obviously, it's going to mount on these, but if you got a regular cheap one, you just got to slide it forward and backward to get your lenses off. Nicer models are able to wing away, which is really nice. Sometimes they swing that way. And then you just want to keep an eye on those different features. Now, a matte box, you do want to spend a good amount of money on it, because a matte box doesn't really change that much. You buy a good one, it lasts you a lifetime. It's not gonna change with the camera that you buy. So, one matte box fits all your cameras and does everything for you, and you never really have to upgrade it. There's really not much need. It's a pretty basic piece of technology, but it's a very useful piece of technology. So I do recommend them. Get one that's a little better than this one. This one's okay, but it's pretty limited, so I wish I had bought a nicer one, and I probably will. But these are good to have in your bag at all times. Obviously you gotta have a rail system and mount them, but they're good to have. So get a matte box, control your light. They even make your camera look a little, cooler, make the professionalism aspect on your set a little nicer. So get yourself a matte box and enjoy. Take care.